We are live. Hey, everybody. This is Geneva of whatever. Geneva's Closet Talk Show. Please make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to Geneva's Closet if you haven't already done so right here on YouTube. And you can follow me on Facebook at what? At Geneva's Closet. And you can email me at genevascloset22@gmail.com. Now, let's get into the news. So, today is, it's a beautiful day, people. I'm like rushing on here last minute. Just came back from the store trying to rush in. I ain't even changed my clothes and stuff. But it's all right. It's all right. And you know what? It is 72 degrees outside. It is really nice out. And when I get done with this, I plan on going back outside, trying to enjoy this weather and stuff. And I'm sorry for the people that's like, really, bitch? She's sitting up here talking about 72, 70s, and we sitting up here dealing with the snow and the ice and all that stuff. I know. I too have been there. In the snow and in the cold. I too have been there. But yes, here in Vegas, shoot, it's like 71, 72 degrees outside. It is really nice. So I definitely want to go out and enjoy the weather. Hey, just chatting. How are you doing? And before I get started, I do want to give a shout out to Miss Berry. She's here in the background. I'm going to pop her on right quick. She's going to say hey right quick. Hey, girl. Yeah, she is here. Wait, we can't even hear her. What you say? Well, I can't even hear you.
I said, hey, sweetie, let's get it popping. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Guys, can't wait. Let's do this.
So, yes, Miss Berry is here. You know, she's going to be in the comment section. But basically, yeah, this is just me doing this video and stuff. And I would also like to say this video is sponsored by Geneva's Closet Book Club. There she goes right there. Look at my little girl. Whenever you see her standing with this book, that is Geneva's Closet Book Club. And yeah, if you want to be a part of Geneva's Closet Book Club, you can follow me over on OnlyFans. I do my uploads every Mondays and Tuesdays. I did an upload yesterday. Oh my God, that upload. Oh my God, it was a lot. But yeah, be a part of Geneva's Closet Book Club right now. We're having a certain percentage off. How much? I don't even remember. But you can click it in the bio section or whatever right now when the video is over. And become a member. It's only on OnlyFans. It's only on OnlyFans. And then, so the whole purpose of this video, so let me tell you where this video come from. This video is a long time coming. I've been doing this research since 2018. Shout out to Curbs in New Orleans, because that's the reason why I'm doing this video anyway, is because of Curbed New Orleans, that media company. I've been doing this research since 2018 based off of an article that they wrote about Beyonce buying a 100-year-old church in New Orleans. And then some information came out mentioning Solange. And then Frank Ocean's name was mentioned in that article back in 2018. And I said, Frank Ocean and Beyonce and Solange, like, what does he have to do with them buying property or something out there? So I've done a lot of research on this. So I just want to let you know that if you are tuning in this video, you are just as nosy as I am, okay? Because that means that you want to be a part of this research and find out, so what did she look up and what did she find? Are they related? Because that's basically what this is. This video I will be uncovering that we'll be doing in two parts, because it's a lot of information. What's with them and this property and this said trust, something about a trust. And are they even related? Are they related? I don't know, but we're going to figure it out. And so basically what we're going to be doing today is you're going to be going through my research with me and how I uncovered a few things and what exactly I found, and everything won't be disclosed in this video. Some may be disclosed in part 2, but whatever, we're about to get into it. So the first thing that I think that I want to get into is, and I might not even be showing my face all the time, people. My face might not be showing all the time, but we're going to get into this. This article, so we're going to get back into a little genealogy. Let's try to do this in chronological order, or at least my chronological order. So let's get into some genealogy right quick, and let's read this. Now, can y'all see this? Because I'm trying to see what y'all can see. Okay, y'all can see that. Now let me put this up. Now let me read this article. And this article says, And this is coming from, who is this coming from? This is coming from The Sun, dated for August 9th, 2018. It says, Destiny's Child, Beyonce's family tree reveals great-great-great-grandmother was a slave who married a wealthy white merchant. So we basically need to stay on this part of it right here, people. It says the 36-year-old was doing, at the time she was 36, right now she probably got to be about 40. It says, the singer said, I researched my ancestry recently and learned I come from a slave who fell in love with and married a slave. And yeah, I don't know why Beyonce act like she was so surprised by that. It says Beyonce ancestors lived in Louisiana in America's Deep South, where a brutal slave trade was rife for almost 150 years before it was abolished in 1865. U.S. records show her great-great-great-grandmother, up at the top, people, Rosalie Jean-Louise, if I'm saying that correctly, because you know we're talking about French and, you know, Creole, and so no disrespect to anybody, but you know, I'm trying to get the names together. Rosalie Jean-Louise, born in 1800, was a black slave who married wealthy white American merchant Joseph Lacey, according to the Daily Mail. So yeah, so that would be Beyonce's great, and there's no picture of her. So you see, there's no picture of the great-great-great-grandmother who married John Lacey. And then it goes on to say, the newspaper reports that historical records don't confirm whether or not he owned slaves, as the Crazy in Lover singer suggests. And then it goes on to say, in 1830, the pair had a daughter named Celestine Josephine Lacey. Now we see the picture of her. There she go right there. That's her. Had her, who was known to the family as Teen. I'm assuming Teen, T-I-N-E. A picture of her as a young woman shows her wearing a finely embroidered dress with a scallop sleeve and a tiny cinch waist. She went on to become the lifelong mistress of a married man of French descent named Eloy Rene Rosemont Brozart, according to the report. Okay, now you see that right there. Okay, now where's another picture of, okay, wait a minute, here. Okay, see, now there go the picture of Celestine. That is her. So then it goes on to say, Brozart, that's him right there. Brozart ran a thriving sugar plantation where 331,000 slaves worked 4 years before abolition in Louisiana. Then it goes on to say, he married, okay, now get this story, people. It says, now, Eloy Rene Rosemont Brozart, he had married a local girl named Rose Herbert in 1845 when he was 24 years old, and the pair had 2 children, okay? Now, Teen Celestine Lacey was employed as the family's housekeeper, but would later become Brozart's lover. And they had 13 children together, including Beyonce's great-grandma, Odella. So now we're going down to Miss Odella. According to the U.S. genealogist, Mr. Landry, who uncovered the illicit liaison, the couple never married. But Brozart was acknowledged as the natural father on their birth certificates. Ain't that something? That even though he had went on to marry that other woman, that girl named Rose, back when he was 24 and they had 2 kids, and Celestine was the housekeeper, they got together and had 13 children, he still acknowledged the children. It says he acknowledged them as the father for their birth. He also attended church ceremonies for all of his kids, including their weddings, where he formally stated that he was the baby's pappy. That's what he said. Okay, now, even though he had the plantation and all of that, it didn't stop it. It said Brozart died in 1904 at the age of 79, as the woman listed in census records as his servant survived him. Now, Teen passed away 2 years after. The 1920 census listed her as a single woman, aged 90 years old, living in Iberia, Louisiana. She left behind 10 children, including Odelia, I'm probably not even saying that right, people, who had gone on to marry self-employed farmer Eugene Darion. Okay, now we see what a Darion, just in case you didn't know, you're going to learn today. Okay? Now you see what a Darion name came in at for the House of Darion, the fashion company that her mama started. And then you also see, because I do want to have you pay attention to these things, where this Brozart name comes in at, okay? So we see where the Brozart name comes into the family tree. So now Odelia, if I'm saying that correctly, she married self-employed farmer Eugene Darion. The couple lived in Vermilion, if I'm saying that correctly, Louisiana, and had 18 children, although 2 sadly passed away. And then it goes on to say, they were both listed in the U.S. Census records as mulatto, a term used at the time to describe those who had one black parent and one white parent. Their youngest child, Agnes Darion, born in 1909, went on to become a famed seamstress. And her second marriage, not the first marriage, but the second marriage is when she married Albert Louis Beyonce, which you see is spelled Buyince. And when she had her second marriage to Albert Louis Beyonce, that is when she gave birth to 7 children, including Beyonce's mother, Tina. Agnes' business was doing well. It was doing well in New Orleans. So she moved her family to Galveston, if I'm saying that correctly, Texas, and sent her kids to private school. Tina went on to become a famous designer and named her line the House of Darion, honoring her mother's maiden name. Okay, people, so now we have that little bit of information, and then let me stop. But the Beyonce, the Darion, because we hear Beyonce, she do talk about Texas a lot. But, her line, this whole New Orleans line, that stuff go way back, people. It goes way back. Okay, now let me go to the next thing that I wanted to show y'all. The next thing that I wanted to show you is share my screen. I wanted to show you, oh, wait a minute. I think I'm showing you something really off of my phone now. Let me see. Yep, I think I'm showing you off of my phone. Share. Okay, so we're going to start off with this one with the grandfather. These are just things that I found when I was doing my research that kind of helped me when I came up to my conclusion of everything. And then their family tree, and then this right here. And then this is, what is this? This is her death certificate. This is a death certificate of Beyonce's grandmother, Agnes Darion Beyonce. And this is it right here, that she was born on July 1st. What did it say? 1909, right? Because you see that right there, born on July 1st, 1909, and died July 4th, 1980, right before her 72nd birthday. And you see she died in Galveston at the hospital. It says hospital right there. And right up on the hospital, you see that her husband was Albert L. Beyonce, Beyonce's grandfather. And you see it says her birthplace was Louisiana, and she was married. Gives a social security number, says she was a housewife. And it says that her father was Eugene Darion, and her mother was Odella Brozart. She died of a cardiac failure, congestive heart failure. Found that on here. And then when I kept looking, because I just found all of this stuff interesting. And look, even this article that I found that really had nothing to do with the Beyonce thing, but this kind of proves when you're doing research how you got to really pay attention to things. Now, do you see in this article how it say Tina knows and Jay knows? But before I seen the picture, it was just the article, right? So then it goes on to say a husband twice divorced from the same woman brought her a bouquet of roses, then shot and killed her, police said. So there is another Tina Knowles in the world. So you can be doing research on Tina Knowles and be looking up this woman's information, thinking that you're looking up Beyonce's mom information. That's why you got to do research upon research upon research to make sure you're not looking up the wrong person. So then we got Odelia right here. We got him again. Now this Calvary Catholic Cemetery. Now y'all know a lot of their family is buried. They got people buried at the cemetery in Galveston, Texas. And I think this is where the grandmother is buried at. And then I found this who mentions Mrs. Agnes Beyonce. I think this was like the little article thing that they put in the newspaper about her funeral. And then was this something interesting that I found? It says Tina Knowles, the youngest of 7 children, grew up in a hardworking family in Galveston, Texas. Born July 4th, 1954, she attended a Catholic elementary school, and by junior high, belonged to the singing group the Belltones, modeled after the Supremes and other similar Motown acts. Her father worked the port as a longshoreman, and her mother sewed for her family and for customers. To afford Tina's school costs, her mother tailored clerical garments. So she, just like her mama with that, robes for the altar boys and cloaks and altar cloths for the priests. My mother was so talented and so resourceful. Tina said people would come to her to make their prom dresses and beautiful formal gowns. Tina says her mother's Creole traditions influenced her and later Tina's dress design. Historically, Creole fashions, a blend of European and African styles, were considered radical and politically subversive because of their rejection of certain European elements. And then it blah, 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 and then it goes on to mention all of that. Oh, and then it says Tina and Matthew's romantic relationship began in the late 1970s when Tina, a local Houston bank employee, met Matthew, a salesperson for Xerox, at a party. Afterwards, when Matthew wished to contact Tina, he realized he did not know where she worked. And then blah, 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 and went on to say that. Then I found this article that was dated for December 21st, 1979, and it says Loomis and Agnes Beyonce. So this is Tina's parents, Beyonce's grandparents of Galveston, announced the engagement of their daughter, Tina Beyonce, to Matthew E. Knowles, son of Matthew and Helen Knowles of Gaston, Alabama, a graduate of Ball High School. Miss Beyonce is employed as a secretary. Knowles, a graduate of Gaston High School and Fisk University, is a sales and marketing representative for the Xerox Corp. A January 5th wedding is planned by the couple at the Holy Rosary Catholic Church in Galveston. So I thought that was pretty cool to find this article dated for December 1979, where I guess the parents put in the newspaper that their daughter was getting married. But what I found interesting about this is that it says December 21st, 1979 is when it's dated for, but it say a January 5th wedding date. So wedding date. So I wonder if they had just got engaged or had they already been engaged, but the family had just put this in the newspaper. I don't know, but this makes it seem like maybe a week or some 2 weeks later they was getting married. And then this just helps me with my research because this is the brother of Agnes Darion. This is the mother. This is Beyonce's grandmother's brother. And that just helped me out because, I don't know, it just helped me go down the line to see everybody's last name Beyonce. But this Beyonce is spelled different. This is Beyonce. And how did I even know that he was family? How did I even find out that he was family? Because of his obituary. I end up coming across his name in the obituary. And in the obituary it says, born July 10th, 1949 in Galveston, Texas. Skip was an avid golfer, faithful member of the church, and blase woo-woo. He is preceded in passing by his parents, Agnes Darion and Loomis Beyonce, because at first I thought maybe this was Tina's brother. Then I realized, no, matter of fact, this is Tina's brother, that this is Tina's brother, and brother Melvin Marsh Jr., but this also helped me to find out the other family members, Tina's other sisters and brothers, or people that I never seen before, if I wanted to go back and check their line, check their last names and stuff like that. But anyway, and then it goes on to say, you see all the Beyonce's, Beyonce, and then down here it mentions Tina and Richard Lawson, because by this time that he passes away And because you see it's at the bottom is dated for 2016. Tina isn't married to Matthew anymore. She's married to Richard Lawson. So, and then here is Skip right there, her and her brother. That's her and Skip, her brother. And you just see they're all just like, you can tell that they got the Creole and stuff in them. There goes Skip right there with the family and stuff. And then there go Agnes. And then I end up finding her newspaper article when she passed away, the full thing, which in there it mentions down survivors, her husband Loomis, Beyonce, 3 daughters, Selena, Rittenhouse, Florence Bowers, both of Galveston, Tina B. Knowles of Houston, 4 sons, Mervyn, Larry Beyonce, both of Galveston, and then a Roland Beyonce of Upper Hayford, England. So I'm like, oh, okay, she got a child in England, and then Loomis Beyonce Jr. So that was that one, and then that's what it finished in, how she had all the kids and the brother, and then here go that's her headstone that has her name on it, and it has Loomis Albert name on it. And then this is Agnes right here at her older age. So this is Miss Agnes. And really, this is something that I just found recently. So when I did my research at first, I hadn't even found this. So I thought that was pretty cool to find a more recent picture of her instead of this picture that we kept seeing. Then was able to find a more recent picture of her before she passed away in 1980. And then these are just things that I found interesting that was going on in 1878, okay, in meetings of the council. And some of these last names and names just stuck out to me. I don't know if you see that, Lasty Brozart. I kept seeing that name. And remember, we just talked about some Brozarts, okay? Let's not play games. And you see this Beyonce, because you know Beyonce is spelled a few different ways because of the census people. The census people always spelling stuff different ways. So I found that interesting when I seen that they had something to do with the Board of Town Council of Abbeville in Louisiana. And then, I don't know, I just kept seeing that name and researching the people who I found that had that name. Then I found that Lasty name again, that Lasty Brozart. And then I found it over here as the clerk of district court. There go Lasty again. I said, his name just pop up on everything. And then there go another Brozart right there. Now, what's Beyonce over here too? I thought I had seen Beyonce. No, Lasty name was again down here. And then over here again. And then there was, yeah, I just kept seeing that name. And then, okay, so now I know what I want to show you all next. Okay, let me take this off the screen. Because now I want to show you a little bit more about the Brozart last name. And this is all leading up to something, people. You got to stay with me. You got to stay with me. This is all leading up to something. I want to go to... Stop sharing. Right, because I want to show you something about where Beyonce gets the... I'm trying to figure out where did I put it at? Is it in my phone? Yeah, I think it is. I think it's in my phone. Yep, it's definitely in my phone. Here we go, right here. Okay, I'm just doing the most. Okay, let's bring this up. Beyonce's Acadian to Cajun roots. Now, I don't even know what Acadian and Cajun and all of that stuff is. Like, I really don't know. Dig even deeper and you'll find a mix of Creole, Cajun, Acadian, French, and African roots. The Texas Bama was born Beyonce Giselle Knowles on September 4th, 1981, so we already know who. And then it says where she grew up, and we already know that much. And it says Creole normally means a person of French descent mixed with Spanish and or African and or Native American genes. However, this identity has evolved over the years and is very fluid. Cajun, on the other hand, is a derivative and whatever version of the French term Acadian and the short form of Acadian. The majority of Acadians came to Louisiana from Acadia during the 18th century. Now, so then when we go down here, and then it says, as we keep climbing Beyonce's family tree, we come to her great-grandmother, Odella Brozart, and then Odella Mulatto. Yes, she is in the census as, can I blow that up? We do see them in the census. We see the Brozart, we see the Josephine, we see all of that. We see all of that. And then when we go over here, we definitely see the color as M, Mulatto. Okay. And then, but I was more interested in this part down here that mentions this name, because this is where Beyonce French roots is supposed to come from. It's supposed to come from this man, Joseph Brozart, in 1755, and I'm not even finna read this whole thing, but in 1755, the British, something was trying to fight over there in Acadia, and he was commended for his bravery by the French commander. At this time, the British started deporting Acadians from their homes, which likely led Brozart and his family to flee into the woods. So that's what happened. They fled into the woods because the British and stuff, they over there fighting, and they was trying to take them and throw them out and hurt them, and they ain't had time for that. So they fled to the woods. For the next 5 years or so, Brozart and his sons continued to fight the British and tried to hamper their efforts even after the fall of Quebec and blah-ziddy-woo-diddy-woo-woo. And then by November, a starving and destitute Brozart surrendered. He and his family were imprisoned for the next 2 years until the Treaty of Paris was signed. Legend has it that Brozart then sailed to Saint Domingo, present-day Haiti, with a group of Acadians. Finding it difficult to adjust to the hot and humid climate, the Acadians left Hispaniola in 1765 and sailed for where? For Louisiana. And we already know what was over in Louisiana. The slaves. The black slaves was over there. Okay. Brozart was appointed militia captain of the Acadians in the region of the Acapulco. Y'all know I'm saying that all wrong. So I shouldn't even try. Which included the parishes of St. Landry, St. Martin, and Lafayette. He died in October of that year and was buried at the whatever near present-day Brozart. So this is how she is supposed to be connected to him. So then when we go back to this, now that may make just a little bit more sense on what's going on over here, that we got 1654, because that ain't him. I think the 1654 is his daddy that was from France or wherever he was from. And then we go to Joseph Brozart, born 1702, and then Armand Brozart, 1745, and then Rosemont Brozart, and we seen who that was already, and then Renee Brozart, Odella, Agnes, Celestine, and then Beyonce. So this is where her French roots is supposed to be coming from, people. Now, since we are all done with Miss Beyonce, now let's go into, oh, and then look at her when she was little. Like, that totally looks like her. Don't that look like her? Look at that face. Oh my goodness. Now, she was definitely a cutie, but look at that hair. Oh my gosh, she had a hair full of hair. And look at Miss Tina back in her young days. You better go on, Tina, girl. You better go and work it. Go and work it, and we already know that Tina had her beauty shop and stuff, and we're gonna get into that and see the pictures of the beauty shop and all of that type of stuff, people. But we need to go on to, because now we got into Solange and Beyonce's family tree and stuff. Oh, wait a minute, there was something else I was gonna show you. This what I was gonna show you. Let's not play games. Let's not play games. Do you see this Brozart family cemetery, which Solange acknowledges in an article? Solange says that she sometimes liked to go to the cemetery so she could feel her ancestors when she's trying to write her music and things like that. So they do acknowledge that they have their own cemetery out in Louisiana. And Bible, I just think that that is all types of cool, though, for your family to have their own type of cemetery, even though it's on the French side, then French mixed with slave side. I mean, of course, that's what it is. And then I'm pretty sure some of that, right, because I even came over here and looked up the people that's in the cemetery, and then I seen this Lily, and I'm like, didn't I see that name? But, yeah, and then isn't that all types of, and then it was donated by Eloy Broussard. Y'all know who Eloy who slept with Josephine, if I'm not mistaken, and had the 13 children. That was his housekeeper. She was the housekeeper. That's who it is. That's who the cemetery was donated by, which is who? Beyonce's what, four-time great-grandfather? I just think that that is all types of cool. Really, I do think that it is. But anyway, now what did I say I was about to go to? Oh yeah, now we're about to go to Mr. Frank Ocean. So now since we know a little something about Beyonce and all of that type of jazz, now let's go to Mr. Frank Ocean. And this is going to be very basic, people, because I don't need to get all into the whatever. Let's share the screen. Now, who is Frank Ocean? Who is he, you say? Why would his name be connected? I don't know. But here we're going to go with this one. We're going to go with just the basic. Who is Frank Ocean? And then while we're looking at this, I found some other stuff on Frank Ocean that I'm going to read up on too. Because here go a little Frank. Frank was born October 28th, 1987. That's it, Frank Ocean. But did you know that his real name is not Frank Ocean? No, you probably didn't even know. Because I didn't know that. Because who would have thought? I thought his name was Frank Ocean. His real name is Christopher Edwin Breaux. Breaux. Now, first of all, that was a red flag to me, to say the least. But let me just keep on. And it says that he was born in Long Beach, California. That's what it says. To his father, Calvin Edward Cooksey, if I'm saying that correctly, and his mother, Catania Breaux Riley. Because I had to look these names up to make sure I wasn't saying Brooks. Because I would have said Brooks, Breaux. I would have all day long. But they said the X is silent. This is a French name and it's Breaux. So I am saying it correctly. If y'all like, wait a minute, do you see that X? Who is Frank Ocean? Frank Ocean, he is one of the most fascinating singers, songwriters, and rappers of our time. Raised by his music-loving mother, he decided to become a songwriter by the age of 13 and began to record music by the time he reached high school, paying for studio time by doing odd jobs. And in 2005, after his recording facility was destroyed by Hurricane Katrina, he moved to Los Angeles, where he soon made useful contacts, selling his first song to Noel, I don't even know who that is, at the age of 19. Eventually, he was hired by many established record producers and artists to contribute, earning enough by songwriting to lead a comfortable but anonymous life. However, he felt that he had not left his school and his family just for that. Very soon he released his self-debut mixtape Nostalgia Ultra and became famous overnight. His next release, a studio album called Channel Orange, was a super hit, selling 131,000 copies in his first week and also earning him 3 MTV nominations as well as a number of awards. His third and fourth release were Endless, a visual album, and Blondie. Is it Blondie or Blonde? Whatever. His second studio album. As of now, he has completed his 5th project, which is yet to be released. So then I found another article that says, now let me read this. It says, Frank Ocean, real name Christopher Edwin Breaux, lived in the epicenter, blah, 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 New Orleans until he was 18. And wait a minute. Let me just look Frank Ocean up on just regular Wikipedia. You look Frank Ocean up on regular Wikipedia, and it says, when you go down to his life, because that's where I started off at, it says Frank Ocean was born on October 28th in Long Beach, California. When he was 5 years old, he and his family relocated to New Orleans, which I think it say that right here too. Frank was born, 28, Long Beach. At home, he was called Lonnie after his maternal grandfather, Lionel Bro. But what? What? I'm already finding a discrepancy. That is totally a discrepancy. I don't know if they just assumed that by that being his mother's father, and that's what I'm thinking that it is. They assumed. Christopher was raised by his mother, Catania Bro, who later became a successful businesswoman, initially dealing in construction. She later founded Unsun Cosmetics, which specializes in sunscreen. His father, Calvin Edward Cooksey, abandoned the family when Christopher was 6 years old. And then it goes on to say that Christopher was possibly born younger of his parents' two children. He has an elder sister named Ashley Nikki Ellison, which by that lets me know that they don't have the same something. They don't have the same something. And based on what I've seen, it could be that they don't have the same mother, because I don't see his mother, Catania, speaking of Ashley. And he has a half brother named Ryan Bro, which he is very close with. When Christopher was 5 years old, the family moved to New Orleans, where he lived until 2005. Raised in a musical environment, he was exposed to jazz, sings, and all of that jazz. And then he graduated, Hurricane Katrina. What part did I want to go down to? I wanted to go down to, in 2009, Christopher made two important contacts, and then who helped him to land a contract with Def Jam Recordings as a solo artist. However, the company did not immediately offer him any recording opportunity. And then in 2009, he started working with Tyler the Great, and they started doing their thing. He even made a song I don't even know if he wrote some parts of that song that Jay-Z did. What's it mean to the God? What's a God to the King? What's a God to the non-believer who don't believe in anything? Y'all know that song with Kanye West and stuff. Ain't that Kanye West in that song too? Yeah, I think, ain't that Kanye West song? Yeah, I think he wrote some parts in that song. And then in 2010, he did some stuff. And then Nostalgia Ultra received enthusiastic reviews from NPR, Rolling Stones, and BBC. In August 2011, Ocean appeared on the cover of 75th issue of Fader. He also started writing songs for the established superstars like Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Beyonce. So Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Beyonce. And then November 2011, Ocean embarked on a 6-date concert. And then he also did some concert performances with Solange. And then in February 2011, he did something with this orange thing. And then I come down here. And then something with Coachella, second album. It mentions something about Beyonce. On August 2016, the day after the release of Endless, Frank Ocean released his second studio album as the Blondie under his own label, Boys Don't Cry. On the same day, he also made his way into the magazine with his own magazine, Boys Don't Cry. I think it's down here. On his birthday in 2010, inspired by Frank Sinatra and his film Ocean's 11, the singer unofficially changed his name to Frank Ocean. The name change was legalized on April 23rd, 2015. I actually got something to say about the name change too. Although he has never said anything explicitly, he has never really said anything about his sexual orientation. Frank Ocean is possibly gay, and in an open letter in 2012, he made acknowledgement as his first love being a man, and he was supported by many celebrities, and he was also supported by Beyonce. I'll show that a little later. And then he did a song with Beyonce too. They did some song or something, but whatever, we'll show that later. But let me go back to this part that I just seen, this discrepancy that they did about, what did they say? That his grandfather name was Lionel Bro. And I know that not to be true, because let me show you why I know that not to be true. Wait a minute. Let me see. What am I clicking off? Did I click off of that already? Okay, yeah. Share screen, share this screen. And then, because I did leave this on the screen, did I? Yep, I sure did. Here we go, right here. I found the grandfather's obituary. And now the reason why I knew, you'll see why I knew this was the obituary, okay? It says Lionel McGruder Jr., okay? Lionel McGruder Jr., But then I'll tell you how I even knew that he passed away in the first place to even know to look for an obituary. But he passed away October 25th, 2002. And he is the beloved son of Wilhelmina Magruder, that would be the mother, and the late Lionel Magruder Sr. So he's named after his father. So, you know, he's a junior, so he is not a bro. He does not have that French last name. Of the late Denny. He is the father of Tony, Emmanuel Bro, and Catania Bro. This is Frank Ocean's mother. And he is the brother of blah, blah, blah. And then it goes down to he is the grandfather of Christopher Bro and Ryan Moore. So now we got a different name even for Ryan. Because even in the thing, they're giving his last name Bro. But now right here, you see that his last name and his brother last name is not Bro. His brother last name is Moore. So when I seen, so that helped me out with the last name, because for me, when I'm doing my research, I'm always trying to find out where these last names is coming from. And if I'm trying to figure out about the French last name, then that means I want to find out where did that French last name come from. Okay, so now let's get into this. I'm going to have to go into my phone right quick. And now we're not looking up that. Now we're looking up Frank. Oh, so now this is when my research, now look, I done turned up some amazing things in this research, people. That's why it has to be two parts. But I'm about to show you this that I pulled up in this research, which I thought was pretty damn good. And this what happens when you pay attention. You got to pay attention when it comes to research and stuff, because you may miss anything. But anyway, here is the picture of Catania and her father. And so when I was looking on, so first I went to Frank Ocean's page, okay? Then I found his mother, because his mother's commenting and stuff. So then I went to his mother's page, right? So now I'm looking on the mother page, and then I come across this. I'm like, oh, her father passed away. So I'm assuming that she got her last name from her father, because, you know, that's how you think it happens sometimes. So this is how I found out that he passed away. But this was dated for recently. So I didn't know when exactly he passed away. Then I found another picture where she say, we miss you, Papa, with the sisters. It says sisters. So we see her, and so I'm like, oh, okay, so there goes some more sisters and stuff like that and stuff like that. So then now here go my full genealogy search. So now I'm trying to go into finding out where this bro name come from. So I see that she went to William Howard Taft High School in Woodland Hills, birth 1965, because based on my research, she was born in 1965. Matter of fact, I would have to go in my stuff, because I got everything written down and find out her exact birthday, but that's neither here nor there. And then here go a picture of her, right? So I find this. So I didn't only find that, I found another one. I found this. Okay? So I found this thing, right? And this says that she is on here, that she is a part, because you see the name right there, it say Catania Bro. So I'm like, okay, so she must be in the pictures. So I realized that the top names on here is for that top picture, and the bottom names is for the bottom picture. But I want to see which one is her. So I start going through the names. And as I'm going through the names, I spot a familiar name. This name, Justin, or Justine, however she pronounces, Bateman. And I said, Bateman? Justine Bateman. So I go to the picture, and I look at that. I said, bitch, is that who I think it is? And lo and behold, it was exactly who I thought it was. Didn't she play on Full House or whatever? I said, you get the hell. And her name is Justine Bateman. I remembered her from that. And her brother is Jason Bateman, that plays on Ozark. Boom. And so I said, wait a minute, Frank Ocean mother went to school, because there she go right there. I said, Frank Ocean mother went to school with, so then this is what I did, so y'all get to see me do it, so we gonna do this together. So then I said, wait a minute, am I off? Justine Bateman. So people say don't go to Wikipedia, but Wikipedia is great just for basic research. And this is what she currently looks like right now. So then I go to her early life, and what does it say? She attended Taft High School in Woodland Hills, California, which is exactly where Catania Bro attended school at William Howard Taft High School in Woodland Hills. So I just thought that that was all types of cool. And what picture was that she played in her career? What was that? Was that Family Ties? That's what that was. Family Ties that she played in. And I was just like, get the hell out of here. But anyway, so let me stay focused. So then so yeah, we have the Bro name. So I'm like, okay, so her last name is Bro. But then I also find, that's me being extra. So then I find this. I'm like, wait a minute. It's a Catania Pride. Catania B Pride. Same year to my knowledge. Wait a minute. Let me even go back to my stuff. Yep, it is. I'm right. I'm right on point. I said Catania Pride in Las Vegas. She was in Vegas. I said Frank Ocean didn't mention anything about that when he had mentioned that they were in Louisiana. He was born in California or some Louisiana and went to California, whatever he had said. He didn't mention that. But then I seen that Pride last name, and then I seen the Bro Pride and the Riley last name. And the Riley last name is what she using now. So I'm like, so then was she married before to a Riley or something? And then why is her son last name something different? Then I did end up finding that she had been married to a Pride, and they got divorced in Clark County, Nevada. And this was in 1993, and Frank Ocean was born in 87, so this was 6 years later. He said that 6 years later they were living and they had moved to California by this time. So was he living in California or whatever by this time? But so this just made me say, so everybody, and then Kuski. Don't you remember his father's last name is Kuski? So I said, okay, so her last name must have came from her mama then. Her last name did not come from her daddy. It came from her mom, and she was married a few times, or been with people a few times. And there go the grandfather right there. Here go Frank Ocean's grandfather, the Magruder, which he also mentioned that his grandfather had a drinking problem. He loved his grandfather. He said that they called him Lonnie based off of his grandfather, because when Frank Ocean when he first came out, he wasn't under Frank Ocean, and he wasn't under Christopher Bro. He was under Lonnie Bro. And then this is his grandmother, Wilhelmina Francis Magruder. And then this is is this his thing when his father passed away? Yeah, but it mentions his father down there, Lionel Magruder. And then you can even go further back in history if you wanted to on Wilhelmina's side, because now we got her maiden name, Wilhelmina Cole. All that did was help me out and let me know that whatever I was trying to find based on this French side definitely did not come from Catania's father's side. It came from Catania's mother side. Okay, so then we go further on down, and this is just a little information that, me just doing my research, finding stuff, pulling up stuff. Yeah, he said he was born in Long Beach, California, to his parents. Yeah, when he was 5 years old, he moved to Louisiana. And that's how he made it seem. They were in there for 5 years, then they moved to Louisiana. But based on what I just showed, his family was at some point, they were in Vegas. And this is him. That's Frank Ocean. Right, the family was in Vegas, so that's why you can't even go off of their research. You got to do your own, because they're not telling the whole stories on everything. And then, okay, let me cut this, because now there's something else I want to show you. I want to show you right quick. And then when I show you this in screen share, do I even have that up? Where's that at? Is that on my phone too? Let me see. That's possibly on my phone. Yep, this is what I want to show you. About Frank Ocean brother. This article is dated for August 3rd, 2020. Frank Ocean's brother, Ryan Bro, reportedly killed in Thousand Oaks car crash. So his brother just passed away 2 years. It hasn't even been 2 years ago. How sad is that? A crash early Sunday in Thousand Oaks left 2 people dead, and social media accounts indicate one of the victims was the younger brother of singer Frank Ocean. Neither family members nor authorities have confirmed his identity, but friends on social media identified 18-year-old Ryan Bro as one of the 2 young men who died in the single car crash. And then it says they identified the other victim as Ezekiel Bishop, a track and field student athlete who enrolled in the university for spring 2020 semester. They said they were deeply sorry to hear what happened. And early investigation shows the car was traveling south when it left the roadway and struck a tree in the center median. Ocean, whose real name is Christopher Bro, has not made a public comment about his brother. And actually his mother just recently made a comment. You see that she's like in Zen mode on her Instagram page. I bet that just had to have been horrible to lose a child. It says it's largely believed that Ocean's 2011 song Orion from his Lonnie Bro mixtape is about his younger brother. The lyrics include, "I remember when you were born. Oh, how happy I was, cause if it didn't go as I planned it, at least you double my chances." So yeah, so that's sad to see that his brother passed away in 2020. Since we're doing the thing, I just feel like I should throw that out there too. But we are not done, people, because now I want to go into something that I had mentioned, and we're about to get into this article in a second that made me start doing this research in the first place, because we got to get into that. But before we get into that, I want to show you right quick on my phone, because I have to show you this, because I think this is important when I get further into this. Okay. Okay, this is just small stuff, so this is nothing even major. This is just little things. This is like take notes. And the reason why y'all need to take notes is because you're going to have to help answer some of this stuff, okay? Maybe you can say, Geneva, this is what I think that it could be. But, yeah, you're going to have to help me answer some of this stuff, so that's why y'all need to be paying attention. It says, Frank Ocean credits 2016. He did a song with Beyonce. Some white, Kanye is listed as the songwriter on White Ferrari, and Beyonce is credited for additional vocals. Credits for Frank Ocean's Blondie. And then when Frank Ocean came out as being gay, this is the post that Beyonce posted. She posted this about Frank. I mean, like, why the hell would she care about Frank Ocean? She said, be fearless, be honest, be generous. A lot of people come out and say things, but why him? Be brave, be poetic, be open, be free, be yourself, be in love, be happy, be inspirational. That's what she said. And then, yeah, this is her response back in 2012. So this stuff go way back as far as their relationship. And then songwriter credit for I Miss You, Beyonce song I Miss You, songwriter credits. Christopher Bro, Beyonce Knows, and Shay Taylor's. They've definitely done some things. Solange, When I Get Home. This was Solange's song, and this got something to do with Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean was a part of this or whatever else. So, and then I seen some concerts where they did some things together. So Solange and Frank Ocean in concerts and stuff together. There are pictures and stuff with them together. And it was just kind of interesting after I read this article, like, but why? Why is it so important? Now let's go into the article that started this whole thing in the first place. And which one am I reading? I'm reading the is one first. So it is. There we go. This is the article, people. This is it. That did it for me. And when is this dated for? This is dated for November 13th, 2014. Is Nola native Frank Ocean renting his French quarters double to Solange? Grab your sleeping bag, put on those footy pajamas, and cuddle up to the pillow for some gossip. And this is coming from Curb New Orleans. Shout out again to Curb New Orleans for being nosy, because I don't even know where y'all even came from looking into this. What made y'all even start looking into it? But anyway, it said, just this week, a bizarre tip about Nola Brad to be Solange Knows got sent our way. Solange, it seems, has finally settled on a place after Bywater move was a bust, whatever that is. She's allegedly all moved into a home on the 900 block of St. Anne in the French Quarter. And according to the tipster, she's already wanting to install security cameras because she's worried that her neighbors can see into her yard from a back balcony, and already pissing every one of those neighbors off. Curb Nola did a bit of digging as to the latest property that's sold on the block, and well, we certainly turned up some interesting results. According to a public real estate transfer notice dated for September 12th, the multi-unit home of 927 929 St. Anne was the most recent property sold on the 900 block to a Noble Jones Trust for a $1.375 million. This fairly cleverly disguised trust. Fun fact, in parentheses, Noble Jones is a prominent music video director and filmmaker. Okay, now, it's the only one that shares an address with Frank Ocean Touring Inc. What the hell is that? We will get into it. Ocean, whose real name is Christopher Bro, is a New Orleans native and, like many New Orleanians, one hell of a musician. He's also presumably not the type of guy to buy an entire circa 1820s double to solely occupy himself. We've reached out to Solange PR for a comment, as well as the Odd Future crooners, whatever, but have yet to hear back. In the meantime, if you hear anything, people, let the people know what's going on. So then I seen that. So now we're going to go straight into the next article. We're going to go straight into the next one. We're going to share this one. And then this one is the Beyonce done. And then we're going to go into this article right here that says now, reportedly Beyonce, so that was talking about that property on the 900 block of St. Anne. Now we're talking about something else, people. This is dated for May 21st, 2018. Beyonce reportedly buys New Orleans church that needs a lot of TLC. Now this is not coming from my people Nola. This is not Nola. Who is this coming from? I don't even know. I can't even see it. Does it say? Oh, it's coming from the Advocate. It says, all the single ladies better put their hands up in some work gloves. A century-old stone facade church that the megastar Beyonce reportedly just snatched up on Camp Street in the Garden District will need some serious renovations to turn it into a luxury hive. The celebrity news site TMZ had reported Sunday that Queen Baby, whatever, as she is known amongst her massive pop music congregation, has purchased the 7,500 square foot church at Camp and 7th Street. The church had fallen into some despair as its small congregation dwindled over the years, and the new remaining members decide to sell it. It sold on May 9th, 2 months after its listing for $850,000, a tick above the asking price, real estate records show. But according to the one broker who toured the church with prospective buyers before the sale, restoring the 2-story corner church to a relatively divine glory may cost several times that much. Time and inattention have taken the toll on the church, and the blasity woody woo woo and the property's signature space, a 2,000 square foot chapel with a 18-foot ceilings, come furnished with repurposed opera house stairs and a step down in the tub and the blah 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 and the bell tower, and it got all that beautiful stuff. And the church is also close. Okay. Let me see. Let me go back some. It says the people asked about the property. The person said sworn to secrecy. I've got a confidentiality agreement. You can ask 20 different ways. The buyer's agent hung up on a reporter who inquired about her client's identity and the buyer's plans for the property. New Orleans Assessor's Office records list the new owner as the Noble Jones Trust, whose trustee, Vernell Jackson Keys, is a close friend of Beyonce and her family. Oh, we're going to get into this, Vernell Jackson Keys. Let's not play games. The St. Anne Street mailing address given in the assessor's records for the new owner is the same as the French Quarter house where Solange, knows Beyonce's sister, reportedly moved just a few years ago. Y'all know what I'm talking about, on the 900 block of St. Anne. The church is also close to the ornate castle mansion that Beyonce, 36, and her rapper husband, Jay-Z, reportedly bought a few years ago on Harmony Street. Okay, so let's get into this then. Let's get into this. First of all, let's look at this property that Solange is talking about. You know, this 900 block, whatever. Let's look at this property. That was supposed to be 1 point something 5 mil, whatever. Where is it? It is 927. There we go. 927-929. Now first let me just keep it real, people. When I first seen this property, I had to make sure that I was looking at the right thing. I said, that's it? That's the property? Oh, okay, but then it did say circa 1820, right? So I guess that's, I just feel like if I'm going to pay 1.3 some mil, wait a minute, where is it at? Because I'm trying to find it so then I can click back on it. I done sat here and lost it. Oh, here it go. Okay, so then there go that. So let's just check it out. So this is what it looks in the inside. So I guess both floors is one is 929 and the other one is 927. Okay, and it says that it's on the French quarters. You see it. You see the buggy and stuff. That's the porch. Okay, and then there go to it's a small little street in New Orleans. I don't know nothing about New Orleans. I'm not being disrespectful, but it's just like very. But I guess you just paying for, the history of it. And my whole thing is, why purchase something and then decorate it like that? It looks crowded. I mean, the furniture. and I'm sure it's not Solange's furniture. Just looking at that TV looks old. And then don't you remember in the backyard they said something about her wanting to build or something because she worried about people being able to see her? Heck yeah, because I see a window already over there on the left side where people would definitely be able to see you, boo. That backyard does not look good. They need a landscaper. 1.3, damn near 1.4 mil. Damn near 1.4 mil. And this is what it pays for in New Orleans if you right there on the French Quarter thing. So this is where she's at. So this is what she bought. That's it. In a nutshell. And what is she doing over there? And then they all live together or they live close by. So when I looked up this address, and look at how small the kitchen is. Do you make it bigger or you just leave it like that because you don't want to mess up? That can't be originally how it was. I mean, I bet those are the original floors. Now, I bet you those are the original floors. But I know those are not the original cabinets and stuff. Those are probably the original doors that look almost like French doors or something. That is just too crowded. That is just too much. I don't really care. So is this the master bedroom? God, diggity dang. And then when you look at it, are we still on the same page? I need to see that y'all seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Okay, good. Y'all seeing the same thing I'm seeing. So then when we look on this page, you see it say 1.8 mil. 6 bedrooms, 5 baths, 3,281 square feet. And this home last sold for 1.375. Didn't it say that in the thing? On September 5th, 2014. And we already know who it was. We already know. Now, so when I looked up this property, when I looked up where Beyonce stays at, and when I looked up the church, that was mentioned that Beyonce bought, they're all 15 minutes from each other. Okay? They're all 15 minutes from each other. So let's get off of here and then let's go check out where Beyonce stay at. Y'all want to see where Beyonce, where they reportedly saying she live at? Okay, well, let's go check it out. Because they just calling this a castle, boo-boo. They said this is a whole castle. Where is the address? The address, here we go. They said on Harmony Street. So we pulled up Harmony. So it says this house is, let me see, y'all see what I see? Do you see what? Yep, y'all see it. This house is 7 bedrooms, 8 bath, 13,292 square feet, people. Okay, now stop playing with them. Let's look at the home. Let's see what she was living in. They call this the classic Spanish bar something. Baroque. Y'all know what it is. I don't. So this is what. So y'all, they wanted this. And I'm pretty sure this is not the furniture she had in it. It could not have been. I know they did not. But this what it looked like. The wood stairs and stuff. I'm pretty sure this house was built a long time ago. This is the main living area with the red dining room. And this is the second floor vestibule, library. The second floor dining room, the main kitchen on the second floor. The second floor living dining room view. Yeah, I don't know. That's definitely not good furniture. Dining room. Yeah, is this another dining room? This blue room. This is a guest room on the second floor. The guest bath on the second floor. And then the guest room on the second floor. And then this is a loft on the third floor. I wonder if that's like when we was looking from the dining room, you can see up there. This is the master bedroom. This red room. Yeah, this definitely looked like some Victorian type of furniture. Just the whole setup looked like something from yeah, I guess it does have a whole Creole, Frenchy type of thing to it. You feel like women back in the day with them huge dresses and stuff on. Oh, that's a cute little bathtub. Oh, yeah, and that was the master bathroom, the master closet, all on the third floor, and a roof garden. I said, bitch, they got a roof garden? So not downstairs garden, but on the roof. I said, I didn't even know they did that. And then I said, heck yeah, because you can see people's roofs. Who knew? I didn't even know that they was doing that. And the roof and arbor, the green roof and arbor. Who knew that they had a green roof and arbor? Had no idea. This is the office on the first floor. Very crowded. The garden apartment. It has a whole garden apartment. And the bedroom, another bedroom, and another kitchen. And the chapel loft apartment thingy, majiggy. And the stage apartment, if that's what the APT is. And then the stage apartment kitchen. Okay, this is like a newer picture than the rest of the pictures. So I'm like, okay. And then, so I'm like, well, then let me look down on here to see if I see, Noble Trust. Like, did Noble Trust have anything to do with this apartment, with this home? Is this somehow connected in here too? But what I end up finding was something just a little bit more interesting. So I'm like, oh, well, let me show this to the people so we can see how rich people, just rich people stuff. So remember them articles that I was reading they was talking about, I don't know, it's like 2015, 18, whatever. So if you look down on here, we'll say the price history and the listings. We see that the home was listed for sale October of 2014 for $2.6 million, and they were pricing it at $196 a square foot. And then the listing was removed just a few months later on January 16th, 2015 for $2.6 million. So that must have been when Beyonce purchased it. Now we go up to now. Now we have July 26, 2021. The property is listed for sale. But now is listed, I'm assuming, 32.7% higher at $3,450,000, pricing it at 260 square feet. Now remember that this is just July, July 26th. But then just a few days later, on August 1st, 2021, it was a price change of 29% more. $4,450,000, pricing this mansiony home at $335 a square foot. And it sold just 2 months later. On October 29th, 2021, the listing was removed for $4.45 million. I just thought that was interesting. Somebody went in there and was like, well, wait a minute. Beyonce and them staying. Now, you see where this house is at? No, let's raise that price. Damn near 60% more. And yeah, so they paid 2.6 for it and sold it for 4.4. And when did they say this property was built? Because I wanted to know that too. Did it say that? Built in 1925 as a place of worship for the Westminster Presbyterian congregation. This is truly a one-of-a-kind home located amongst the mansions of the historic Garden District in New Orleans. It started life as a church, then was a ballet school. It has hosted weddings, including tours, events, salons, major recording stars, and corporate executives. It is ideal for creative types that want large, spacious, and or like to entertain. As one Grammy winner said, the acoustics and vibes are great. I did my best writing ever while watching the sunset from the rooftop garden. I know you did. Stop playing. With a classic look and all of that jazz. Okay, now we're done with this one. Now we've seen that property. Now let's go to this other thing that I want to show you right quick. We're just moving on. We're just moving. We're not going to stop here, people. We're not going to. And then this said no. This article said no, you didn't. My people, Nola Curb New Orleans, they came back. The same day that I read that other article that said that Beyonce had bought the church. Remember that? The same day, Nola Curb, New Orleans Curb, said No, Beyonce did not buy this church in New Orleans. Now, this is where research had to come in at. It said on Sunday morning, entertainment news website, then they threw it in their face. TMZ reported without a source that Beyonce knows Carter bought a 100-year-old church at 2930 Camp Street in New Orleans Garden District. But based on the records, that purchase is, at best, indirectly linked to Beyonce. On Sunday night, NOLA.com verified that the Noble Jones Trust bought the Camp Street Church, which is the same Nola Jones Trust that we heard about Solange's apartment at 927, 929 St. John. Now we're hearing this same Noble Jones Trust with this church. So it goes on to say, knows family friend Vernell Jackson, and we just heard Vernell's name mentioned, signed the paperwork on behalf of the trust. NOLA.com even found this Instagram post that further solidifies Key's ties with the Knowles family. Yes, it does. The church, formerly the home of 7th and Camp Church of Christ, has been marked as sold since May 9, 2018. Redfin listed the last sale price of the church at $850,000, according to the New Orleans Advocate list of property transfers for the week of May 7, 2018. First Christian Church in New Orleans and 7th and Camp Church of Christ sold 2930 Camp Street to Noble Jones Trust for $100. Now you tell me where that makes sense at. Can somebody please tell me where that makes sense at? So you sold a trust that was originally $850,000. The First Christian Church in New Orleans and 7th and Camp Church of Christ sold 2930 Camp Street to Noble Jones Trust for $100. We'll look at that. It says Curb Nola reported on the Noble Jones Trust in 2014 when we first tipped about Solange moving to 927 St. Anne Street in the French Quarters and the recent purchase of the Camp Street Church. The Noble Jones Trust used 929 St. Anne Street as its official mailing address, according to the Orleans Parish Assessor's Office. Based on the records, the purchase of the church has a stronger link to Solange than Beyonce. In May of 2015, Beyonce's management company bought a 10,000 square foot home in the Garden District that sits 5 blocks from the new Camp Street purchase. Coincidentally, the Garden District home was formerly a church. Beyonce's management bought a 10,000 square foot home. The 7,500 square foot church on Camp Street has a stone facade and blah, 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 blah. Now, let me see. If I was to click on this, which one? Because I want to see something about that $100 thing. But is y'all going to be able to see it, or is it going to give me a whole new page? Oh, perfect. It stayed on the page because this is what I wanted to show y'all anyway. So, remember it said the Jones and the Noble Trust. So this is now, okay, now just look at this. Can y'all see this? No, okay, right, don't do that. Y'all know how they be saying sign up for stuff. Now look at the prices of homes that sold in New Orleans. $900,000. Oh, that one say $10. That one do say, I don't know why I say 10, say district. Oh, that one, those say 10, but that's something else. Those might be businesses. $735,000, $100,000, something investments, $45,000, $715,000, $425,000, $500,000, $68,000, $95,000. And then you come down here. Where is it? It's in this district. It's in District 4. Here we go. The very first one. Camp Street, 2930, $100 for First Christian Church in New Orleans and 7th and Camp Church of Christ to Noble Jones Trust. Yeah, even though everybody else under that got 1.6 mil now, 175,000, 467,000. Yeah, when it comes to Beyonce, the Solange, and this Noble Jones Trust, they getting whole churches for $100, boo-boo. I don't even know what that means. I'm very confused. But that's all right, though. Let's check out this church. Let's see what's so, what is so good about this church, either? Why would anybody even want to buy a church? Share this. And then we're going to, okay, the church. Wait, which one am I looking for? I'm looking for, Wait, matter of fact, I'm gonna have to check and see what am I looking for. Am I looking for Google? Yep, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. So let's look at this church. Let's check out this church. What is so blasity woody woo about the church? Google. So this is how I do stuff, okay? I don't know about you. But when I'm researching stuff, I'm super nosy. So I want to go down the street of where it's located. I can't help it, people. That's just how I am. So I said, well, let me check. I said, God damn, this where the church is at? I said, Jesus, take the wheel, Lord. Why would you buy a church? Why? Like, why? So, okay, so let's go down the street. Okay, so now let's check out. Okay, Lord, this is the church. Got a little thing. I guess if you need a wheelchair, this is the block that it's on. They need to, if y'all gonna buy something, fix the street. I'm pretty sure that people expecting you, because this say December 2021 street view. So this ain't no old from 2019 street. This is 2021 street view. People expect if you gonna go buy something that you finna come over there and fix some stuff up. Not that you finna just have it like that. And then, okay, I'm like, okay. Right, this is the area where Beyonce and them bought this 100-year-old church. And that's all they keep saying is 100 years. So we don't even have an exact date on how 100 year. I mean, so when was the church built? Well, I found that answer out, but I had to go looking into that because you couldn't even. Yeah, and there I go over here. And then look at the street. And I read an article where people were like, they're happy because then maybe they're going to fix stuff up over here. And no, they did not. They ain't thinking about that. And then there go the church. And then you keep going down the street where the city needs to do what they got to do. And just like any little church, it got their little garage, their little parking space right there where I guess people can come and park their cars. When you go on Facebook, you find this church on Facebook and you see that they haven't held any services since 2015. And you see that it was like white people. It's like, like a little white people congregation, whatever. You mainly seen like older people and stuff at the church. I think they said they built this church or they started coming over here to worship, pray at this church. And if I'm not mistaken, 1908, it was 18. So I don't know, but we'll get into it when I go find but yeah, this is what the area looks like where this church is at on 7th Street and Camp. This is the church, 100-year-old church. Yeah. So now let's look and see what the inside of the church look like now, since we done seen the outside. And the inside of the church looks like, share the screen, share it. Because I'm like, well, then maybe they did something to the outside and they just didn't do anything to the inside. 939. Wait, what is the address? Is this it? 2930. Yep, this is it. Okay, so here go the church at 800, and the said is sold May 9th, 2018 for $850,000. That's why I'm confused. Maybe y'all can help me out with that too. What are they talking about? The $100 and then the $850. But anyway, so here go the front of the church, and there we go. You have the cathedral windows. And then here go the inside. I ain't seen them type of chairs in a long time. It just makes me think of when I was a kid at the auditorium and stuff. If you were lucky to have an auditorium that had seats that actually was made into the auditorium and it wasn't in the lunchroom or something. But yeah, I was like, okay, with the ceiling fans, look like they probably did some type of update to here at some point. Maybe not Solange and them. But I'm like, okay. This is the church that somebody bought for either $850,000 or $100. And yeah, but yeah, it does look older. It definitely looks older. And I was like, they was holding some Sunday school down here. This definitely looked like the area that they had for Sunday school. But I hope now while paint was chipping and all of that, they had the kids down there for that, because they still got the chairs set up down there like they still having service. So yeah, that's what the church looks like in the inside. And then I wanted to show this. And let me see, share my screen. I feel like I'm doing so much share my screen. This is ridiculous. Share screen. Okay, which one am I clicking on? Yeah, here go the Noble Jones Trust at the Orleans Parish, Louisiana. That's in question, that they are saying is somehow linked to Beyonce, Solange, and Frank Ocean, because they said it was somehow connected to Frank Ocean. So how is 2930 Camp Street and 927 St. Anne, all in New Orleans, connected with this Noble Jones Trust that is somehow connected to Solange and for whatever reason connected to Frank Ocean? That's what the question is. That is what the question is. And to be perfectly honest with you people, that is what we will be getting into when I come back, people, because I am done. That right there was a lot of information for me, doing all of these click, 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 click. But when I come back with this next video, which I plan to do it, when I plan to do this, either Monday, I plan on trying to do this on Monday, you know, knocking the rest of this out. Y'all are going to be so interested in this, because when I was looking up this information, I'm just like, wait a minute. What does this person have to do with that? Why do I see her name connected with this? Why is this entertainment company connected with this? Why is this celebrity connected with this? Wait a minute, I seen this man name before. How is he connected? Yeah. And then there's just a few very interesting things. And then after I show you everything that I found, then we're going to get just a little bit more into this bro and brozart's ancestry, because I've been doing a little research and I uncovered some pretty interesting things that may have me thinking that Beyonce, Solange, and Frank Ocean are not saying anything, but they are somehow connected by family. I really do think they are, but I'm going to show you what I found, people, and then you can let me know what you think. Let me know. Sounds like gentrification to me. Certain people get the steals for literal pennies on the dollar. What? Because what is the $100? Do y'all understand that? Don't it just chatting? It definitely don't look like, and they done bought the church. They ain't doing nothing with the dang on church. Wait, was this something else? I just want to make sure that everything initially, because I had stuff up here initially. I didn't even get into a few other things or whatever, but that's okay, because we're going to get into it. Right, let me bring Miss Essie Berry. Let me see. Is she ready? Is she all right? Allegedly, she is related to Mary Magdalene, so I have read years ago. Let me just throw this out here for y'all. If it wasn't for Curbed Nola, New Orleans, I would have never started this research anyway. So I say kudos to them, because this right here that I'm doing two videos on, this is just a little bit, people. I found some other stuff in Beyonce's ancestry that I went and did my little checking and research, and having no one else reported it. You know, and that's only because I have the patience, just because I love researching and history just so much that I have no problem with sitting there for hours on end, just clicking and clicking and clicking. And that's usually how I find things. I just keep clicking. And if something sparks my interest or something stands out to me, like for Frank Ocean, what stood out to me, period, was that he went to New Orleans and his last name was Bro. After that, I was like, okay, so there's something way more to the story than that. And what I'm going to be doing this year is all of the research that I got in my phone. Like, I'm happy that I found the rest of the stuff from 2018, that I still had it in my phone. I'm going to be letting go all of this stuff because I just didn't know. I think the reason why it took me so long to tell whatever I found, in addition to other things have been uncovered since then, that I was able to uncover. I think because I didn't know how to present ancestry to y'all, because it's just so much of a, 3 times, 4 times, 18 times. But since I kind of started it with the whole, when I was doing that ancestry or kind of looking up people with the Lisa Ray or the Nick Cannon or whatever, I just got a little bit better at trying to explain it, because I understand what I'm looking at, but you got to get the people to understand 3 times, 4 times, this line, that line, and sometimes it can be a lie. But anyway, let me bring Miss Barry in. Most entertainers are related, but stuff like that is kept hush hush, ain't it though? Until you pique Geneva's interest. And then when you pique my interest, the next thing you know, I'm just clicking on some stuff. I'm telling you, people, y'all gone. I can't give you full answers on everything I found. That's why I need y'all to be here. So then you can tell me what you think it is too. What you think is going on. Let me bring Miss Barry in. There she goes. She's here. Okay. What you say, girl?
Girl, I'm fascinated. One, like, what sense would it make for someone to buy that type of property? But I saw where someone said in New Orleans, that was in the downtown area, that piece of property, so it would make it more of value right now because of everything that went on. A lot of times when you take things and put it in trust, like if I had $1 million house and I put it in trust, you can't take it from me as easily if I put it in a trust. Yet I put it in a trust and say I bought $100 for $100, they'll turn around and sell it for $800,000. You see what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. I just find it all fascinating, and their genes are very, very strong. Like, well, her grandmother, when I seen her, I was like, damn, she like Beyonce. Beautiful family, I might add. I mean, but like, too, with the church thing, it just makes you wonder, not only why it's sitting there, what is the purpose, but what are you going to use it for? Is someone a minister in your family? Y'all doing something else? What y'all getting down with? Especially that bottom layer you showed us, and then the seats and stuff. But, to each his own. More power to them. I enjoyed the whole show, though, just to let you know that for sure. And loving everybody who came in, as far as like contacting you and watching this out. See, they have very, very strong genes, very strong genes. I can't wait to see part 2 of it as well. And I like the church, and I like that building. The furniture was too crowded, but I guess they're going to do something else with it. But just to have something, they're buying, from what this person just said on your live, they're buying upscale realty property because they know sooner or later that they're going to go back and upgrade New Orleans for all the losses they had in the past. Can't hear you, G.
Listen to this, people. There was an article, right quick, that still ties to what we just read. An article written in May of 2021 that says Solange knows is told to turn down the noise at her church. Okay? It says the city of New Orleans is telling, matter of fact, let me take this off the screen and let me just, Esther, you still want me to take you off? I'll just pop you off. Let me just, okay, she's off. And I'm going to stop sharing this. But let me just pull this article up because I want y'all to see it. Because I'm reading an article. Y'all can see the article yourself. Alrighty then. It says, New Orleans tells Solange knows to turn down the noise at her church. So the question is, so what is she doing with the apartment? What is she doing with the church? Well, let's see what they say. The city of New Orleans is telling Solange knows to turn down the noise inside her Garden District Church. Noble Jones Trust purchased the first Christian church on the corner of 7th and Camp Street in 2018. According to reports, Noble Jones Trust has ties to Grammy Solange knows. We know all of that. She's a superstar and a blah. It says the letter said that an inspection revealed that the owners are violating the comprehensive zoning ordinance of the city of New Orleans. Apparently, the property is being used as a recording studio. Bitch. So y'all done bought a whole church and they using it as a recording studio. Whatever. Neighbors told WGNO that they've been hearing loud music being played for hours from inside the property almost daily. They sick of it. Some even said they've been having trouble sleeping because of the loud music. The city told the owners in the letter that this property is not permitted to be used as an art studio for zoning reasons. Come on, bro, you don't know the rules. The letter states, please contact the Department of Safety and Permits to discuss the use of the subject property. The property was formerly a place of worship, which was a permitted use in the district. The First Christian Church has not owned the property for the past year, so the department needs confirmation that the new owners are using the property in compliance with regulations. And there you go right there. So if you want to know, why would she buy a church? They ain't, I don't know, they ain't having church service. But then again, maybe they are. You know, maybe that's why the music is in there playing, because they in there just all night and just worshiping all night. Either that or Solange is in there making new hits. She about to have an album coming, her and Beyonce and Jay-Z, since they all 15 minutes from each other. Remember, I just told you that. Or at least that mansion was 15 minutes, but now Beyonce don't live on the mansion. And what was it? What street was it? Harmony Street? Yeah, reportedly she don't live in that mansion anymore. Frank Ocean is more than likely a stage name. Yes, his name is Christopher Breaux. Christopher Breaux, B-R-E-A-U-X. And he said that he chose his name, Frank Ocean, from Ocean's 11. Like, that's what he said. Now, based on my research, it could be, I don't know. It could be a tad more. Like I said, when I tell the rest of the story, you have to tell me, what do you think about what I found? They look like they can be related like brothers and sisters. I don't know. My guess is Bros are somehow changed to Bro. Frank Ocean last name is misspelled. Ooh, that's why we're going to do a breakdown of that, because I needed to do a breakdown of that. So I don't feel like it's right for me to just come on and tell you what I found. Well, this is what I found, period, point blank. That's the story, without breaking it down to you, just for future reference. So then when you hear certain names, certain things in the future, you have a better idea of where it comes from. The whole New Orleans, I have never been to New Orleans before, but I would love to go. The whole New Orleans, French Quarter, Creole, the whole thing is very interesting to me. And I would love to go to New Orleans just for historical reasons. Just for that, I would love to go there and just look at old stuff that's been there forever. So anyway, people, make sure that you join me soon while we do part 2. We're going to try to get part 2 all out on part 1. Y'all like, I don't know, what could it be? What could it be? What could it be? What could it be? Yes, it is. She gave his name earlier. Yes, yes. And let me say hi to y'all. Michael Lane, Curly, just chatting. Thank you for being here. Princess AG. Thank you all. Michelle, Terry. I really appreciate you joining me today in the chat. I really, really do. Sonia Ford, J. Thomas, Salt, Donald, Jerome. Did I say J. Thompson already? And Melvin? I think I said Sonia and Daryl. Hey, Daryl, how you doing? Appreciate all of you, even if I've missed somebody's name. But, yeah, that's about it. And so I'm about to get off. Essie, anything you want to say before we get off?
I'm gonna look up that date again. I want to know what day was that when they was doing the party. Was it a Friday? Was it a Saturday? Was it Sunday? Was it February? What you said it was?
They didn't even say what date. Just the article was dated for. No, wait a minute. It said it was posted June 20, 2019. So this is an article from 2019. But yeah, it didn't say what day that it was going on. I guess they not supposed to be, because they said that this church could be used as an apartment. And I was surprised when it said that, when I did research on the church, and they said right now it can be used as an apartment. So, but yeah, I guess they and they're using it as a recording studio, and the city of New Orleans said, not today, boo, not today. But yeah, that's about it, people.
I want to say I love you. I think for having a party this day. I enjoyed it very much, which I didn't know. I guess you know now. And I guess you're going to make a party. And I be waiting for you guys. I don't know that until you get on the Michael job. So that's why I be waiting for you. I love you, Geneva. I love you guys. And thank you all for joining us.
Alrighty, people, thank you so much for joining me again. I'll be putting the thing up, posting when I'll be going on, so y'all will know exactly when I'm coming on. But thank you for joining me today. And when I come back, like I said, we will be wrapping this whole thing up, and I'll be giving you all the information of everything that I found. Make sure that you subscribe to Geneva's Closet if you haven't already done so. Make sure you follow, go become a member of Geneva's Closet Book Club, because y'all know I be trying to put my all into it when I read these books, okay? So make sure you become a member of Geneva's Closet Book Club, only on OnlyFans. You know, just go on OnlyFans and watch it and stuff. And what else I was going to say? I think that's it. So basically, people, could you please like and share this video, and subscribe to Geneva's Closet if you haven't already done so right here on YouTube. And you can follow me on Facebook at Geneva's Closet, and you can email me at Geneva's Closet. Oh my God, it's dark outside. It went from the sun was out to it's dark. Oh, Dios mío, I gotta go outside and try to enjoy the weather. How long I've been on here? For an hour 34 minutes. That's why I couldn't give y'all the whole story, because we would have literally been on here about 3-4 hours by the time I got done asking y'all, now what is this? Explain this. What is this that I found? Anyway, hey Donald! I'm just seeing Donald and Monica White. I didn't even see y'all. Anyway, see, I've got whatever. You can email genealogical.com. Thank you for joining me, people. You all have a fabulous Wednesday. I'll see you next week, people. Bye. See you next week. I ain't even put nothing up at the bottom like a like and share or whatever.